Hey guys, so I've made this video 3 times already and YouTube is really pissing me off. So this is the last time I'm going to make it. Hopefully I don't have to make it anymore. But this is my piercings video and welcome to it. I wanted to start off by saying that I'm really sick and I've been making videos already telling you that, but I just wanted to add it in. I currently have Cepacol, that thing, in my mouth, and my mouth is completely numb right now. So if I talk a little funny, that's why. It's supposed to be like relief sore throat, fast acting, maximum numbing, which is totally true. I actually have tonsillitis and I've had it for the longest time. It means that my tonsils need to be taken out, basically, because I get sore throats. I get them more than like 6 times a year, and that makes me a candidate for tonsil removal, whatever, surgery. So let's get on with the piercings. So my first piercing was my ears, a typical piercing of a little girl. My mom got them done when I was 2 years old, and for the longest time I wouldn't let her touch them and clean them, so they got super infected and they were like swollen, huge, and she had to rip them out of my ears actually, which was traumatizing enough. So I actually had to get my ears pierced at least 8 times, and I'm not exaggerating because I am the type of person who, I didn't know this at the time, that their body rejects any kind of metal or any piercing in my body. I don't know why, but I can't have piercings, and I wish I would have known this before I did all the piercings that I've done. So yeah, actually right now in this ear I have a huge ball where the piercing goes, and I mean, I've had it done so many times that they do stay open now, but before I had to keep re-piercing them, which was really hard on me. And I kind of just don't wear earrings anymore because they do get infected so much. But I don't know if that means it's infected or if it's like a pimple. I don't understand. I can't really show you because I have such a low grade camera, but that's that. I mean, I don't really wear earrings anymore because of the fact that they do get so infected. So that was my first piercing. Like every other girl in this world, I've had that done. My second piercing, which I was really excited about, it was my 8th grade year. I got my cartilage pierced up here. I can still feel it, which is really cool. It's like, I don't know, it's like an indent at the top of my ear. I got it done at Claire's, and I would not recommend Claire's to anyone. Never get a piercing from Claire's, because every time I got my ears pierced there, within a couple of days I had a huge infection, either if it was the cartilage or my regular ears being pierced. Sorry, my mouth is so numb right now. But yeah, every person that I've talked to that has gotten a piercing from them has said the same thing, that every time they, would get a piercing from Claire's, or if they ever did, it did get infected. So sadly, I had to find out the hard way. I was told, though, that if you get it done with a regular needle, it is less likely to reject and get infected. So if you don't have your ears pierced by now, I would recommend going to a tattoo shop or a piercing shop and getting it done with a needle. Best way to go. So this one I had was, like I said, in 8th grade, and I had it for a couple months, and it did get infected, but I had to keep treating it, and it would get better, and then it would get worse. And I would wake up and it was all swollen and puffy, and I did everything I could to save this piercing because I thought it was awesome, like I've never had an actual, like, different piercing than down here or, anywhere else on my body. So I really tried to save it, and my best friend at the time, Corey, he was like, you really need to just keep going at it. I have mine done. And it just took me a couple times. I just put, salt and hot water on it, and that helped. But I just had to take it out because it got so big that I thought it was going to, like, swell over the ear. And my best friend Alyssa also had it, and she had problems with it too. So I was like, okay, screw this, I'm done. So I took that out, and I don't know, like I said, you can still feel the little indent, and I kind of miss it. But I never wear my hair up. I don't like it up. I mean, unless I have to work at my job. So there really wasn't a point to having it, but it's just a scar there now, and it's a little memory of what I used to have. But I wouldn't recommend going to Claire's. Like, Like I said, I had to go somewhere else to actually get it to not be infected, and I had to get it done so many times because my body rejects piercings for some reason. Okay, moving on. So my next fun piercing was when I turned 17, I believe, and I was going to Busch Gardens with my best friend Sarah the next day, and I have no idea why I decided to do this, but I was watching YouTube videos the night before, and all these girls were piercing their lips, and I was like, oh my gosh, you can do it at home. Like, all I have to do is find a sewing needle and stick it in. So I did that. I went through my mom's. You ever see like a junk drawer, like you have everything in there, and there's, in mine at least, I have all these needles sticking out, and it's like really scary. But I found a needle, and it was like this thin little tiny thing, and I jabbed it, not this side, my camera's flipped. I jabbed it through this side because I have a freckle over here, and I thought it would be really cool to have like look like a piercing on this side and have, you know, an actual piercing here. And you can still see it on the inside, not so much out here. I have a low-grade camera, low quality, so if I were to show you, you can't really see. But I had it for 2 days, and it got extremely infected, and I don't recommend it to anyone because, you know, doing it by yourself is totally not a good idea. I mean, people have done it, and, you know, it worked out for them. But usually, you know, people who decide to do it at home aren't prepared like me. I sterilized it with, let me see if I have it actually, because I am in my bathroom. Here it is. It is hydrogen peroxide, and I used a little cotton ball, and I warmed up the needle in the hot water, and I just went, and it went right through, and it popped, and I couldn't believe it that I did it to myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a total badass shoving this through my lip. But in reality, I got really infected the next day at Busch Gardens, and I thought it was so cool for having it, and really it was getting huge. So I had to take that out, and I miss it sometimes, but at the same time I'm just like, you know, that looked really trashy. So I don't have that anymore, but I thought I was so cool for doing it. And I sat right there. I have a mirror on my door, and I was just, you know, I did it like 2 o'clock in the morning because I'm a night owl like that. And so yeah, I had that done to myself. I would do it again if I didn't have a job, or it was a place that I worked at where they didn't care about it, but, you know, they do, and I can't get it done again, so maybe in the future. I always wanted to have my nose done, though. I always wanted this side done, and I thought it would be so cool. My best friend actually got it done, and I was going to do it with her, but I have a job now, so. Okay, moving on. My last piercing that I've ever had is the cliche teenage 16, when you turn 16 piercing, which is my navel. And I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you my navel, belly button. Oh my gosh, that was funny. I'm not gonna edit this out. I can't edit it. So I'm gonna show you my navel right now because you can still see the little hole where it was. That sounds so dirty. And if I flip it up, you can see down there where it's still open. I can still get a piercing through it, but the top is completely healed over. Let me just explain it real quick. I got it done when I was 16, and my mom paid for it, and I was so in love with this piercing. I had it for a good 3 or 4 months, and sadly, it got to the size of, not this, but this part, my fingers here. It was so big that I went to the doctors, and they told me that if I did not take out this piercing, that my skin was going to grow around it, and I'd have to get it surgically removed. So I listened to the doctor, and I took it out that day. And someone else told me that if I would have popped that abscess, that it would have been fine. But I don't really trust it because I could have got a huge infection from that, so I just went ahead and took it out. So let me show you right quick my piercing. You can see it here. It's like a brown discoloration, and then if I flip it up, I don't know if you can see it, it's got a little black thing that comes out. But yeah, I loved this piercing, and I did everything I could to save it. I would do, if you take like the shot glass and you like sprinkle salt into it and you put it into the microwave and you lay it on your stomach, it suctions to the piercing and it's supposed to clear everything out. Well, I did that so many times and there was nothing I could do to save it. So I just have to kind of accept that my body just doesn't do well with piercings. My family it runs in the family. Like my grandma, she couldn't have her ears pierced, so she wears clip-ons. My mom has them done, but she also had to get hers pierced various amount of times, so I don't know why, but my family doesn't like piercings. So yeah, every piercing I have in the past has rejected, except for my ears, which I can wear on occasion. I try not to though, because I don't want to get them infected. So that's all my piercings. Sorry for all the things I couldn't edit out, and talking weird has a lot to do with Cepacol for my sore throat. So I really hope I get better and I can make more videos for y'all. So thanks for watching my piercings. If I get any in the future, I will make an update. See you guys later.